Oh, come in, take a seat. We're talking about a film today. Actually, it's a TV show, anime, 4 episodes, total of like an hour, 50 minutes. Aired once every few months in Japan 1 year, and came to America like 4 years later. It's a sequel to Final Fantasy V, taking place 200 years after the events of the game. I won't be spoiling the game in this review. It's funny though, here we are at Final Fantasy's first entry into the multimedia world, tying it together with their franchises in a franchise that doesn't do continuity with its sequels at this point. They decided to make an anime based off a game that didn't come to the US, and even 4 years later when this came to the US, Final Fantasy V was still not out. So I don't even know why they bothered. Pretty simple story. You have the main character, little girl, a long descendant of the legendary hero of legend, Butz. Butz's great granddaughter? I'm just taking a guess there. And then you have this really annoying like little boy sidekick who's actually the main character, and he's not a descendant of anybody. He's just some kid who's obsessed with adventure, anime protagonist. The crystals are one by one being stolen by some bad guy, just like Final Fantasy V. It's like history repeating itself. So Linali, I think her name is, the descendant of Butz, takes the little boy, and they both go on to find the wind crystal before the bad guy gets to it. That's the first episode. I gotta say that the big bad guy, usually when you think of a final boss of a JRPG, he's like this disgusting, gross monster thing with pulsating limbs and appendages coming out and everything. Like, they didn't hold back, because that's exactly what this guy is. Once you see him, he's like a disgusting, gross monster, and I love that they keep that. They didn't like make him a human because it's an anime and they want it to be different. Nah, man. That's a final boss looking guy, and I love that. Like, the first time you see him, he's grabbing a brain out of a person and holding it and going like, now I have the knowledge to find all the crystals. And it's like, he's scary, and that's cool. So the boy and the girl, they find the wind crystal. And what happens is the wind crystal absorbs into the girl. For some reason, that's unexplained. I was thinking, maybe because in 5, when a crystal breaks and you get the shards, you get jobs. That's how we unlock jobs. So she was going to like turn into somebody maybe, but that doesn't happen. The crystal just takes hold of her, and she's absorbed, or it's absorbed in her the whole rest of the show. Like, they have to protect her now, not just the crystal. You have this big like army guy who's trying to protect the crystal, who falls in with them and then has to help them out. He has a mustache, but the hair grows directly out of his nostrils. You can see it multiple times. So is that like his nose hair? Then there's this greedy pirate girl, dominatrix looking lady with a whip, who also is chasing the children. She's like more of a Team Rocket-esque side enemy, like never the real threat, kind of comedic. But in the end, probably has to help them fight, you get it. I liked this. I actually liked it. I was expecting it to be like a dumpster fire, like the first tie-in, just trying to grab in some sales from doe-eyed little kids who just want to watch anime. It was fun, and it's a very basic, like, kids' adventure movie. I had a lot of fun with it. It's kind of dumb at times. Now, yes, this is a sequel to 5, but it's not too tied in, really. 200 years later, it's not going to have much. They go to the Queen of Tycoon, and her name is Lena. They don't really say if she's Lena from the game, but like, it's 200 years, so I'm guessing not. I guess it's just the same name. Butz doesn't really make an appearance. Ferris. It's weird because you have this pirate girl, and Ferris is a pirate, so I thought that was going to be tied in together, but no. Ferris is not here. That's a shame. Surprised to say, I kind of had a Sid update. It's actually more like a mid update, because Mid is in this show. The little kid scientist, grandson of Sid, is here as a spirit. He's a little spirit boy, and he guides them through like, oh yes, I was there 200 years ago. I know what you have to do to save the day again. I'm Mid. He's just as annoying as he was in the game, and I like that. I'm sad we couldn't see Sid though. The bad guy's name is Death Geunos. Stop putting death in the bad guy's name. I understand. There's no subtlety. Get a little subtlety in your bad guy names. Death Geunos is not related to X-Death, but they're very similar, obviously. His motivations are unclear. He's trying to steal the crystals to take over the world and be God, whatever. Been there, done that. He's cool to look at, though. I do have to say, like, overall, for this whole series, I have not been satisfied with villains. Pretty much all the villains have been a little one note, a little one dimensional. I'm like, you need a good villain to have a good story, a fully good story. I guess 4 might have the best villain, but even him is okay. I'm getting sidetracked. We got to talk about Butz. Linali, granddaughter, great-granddaughter of Butz, when she absorbs the crystal, well, what, I'm just going to show you. Her butt glows throughout the whole show. It's a continuous problem. Why is my butt glowing? Here's another shot of my butt. I just gotta say it. Too many underwear shots of this girl's butt. I just gotta say that. I'm gonna put that right on the table. Too many. And not because it's glowing and they gotta focus on it because, like, you're supposed to be wondering why it's... No, it's not even glowing. It's just there's so many shots of her butt. There's so many. I don't know. The whole time you're wondering, okay, what's the payoff to this crystal being absorbed in her and making her butt glow? Why is that all happening? That never gets answered. So it really makes you wonder what they were thinking, why they did that. It's kind of creepy. There's one shot where... I'll show you that too. I'll just show you that. Why? I don't know what the Final Fantasy V verse has this obsession with butts, and I don't know if I like it. I honestly don't have much to say. Like, this is gonna be a short one, all right? I mean, it's a short movie. I was here 2 days ago talking about Final Fantasy V. I don't need to talk about it more, all right? It was pretty good. Honestly, check it out. Like, it's super quick, less than 2 hours. If you like 5, check it out. It's well, I was gonna say it's harmless, innocent, but it's not really innocent with some of those shots. If you can forgive butts being all over in your face, you can handle this. It is pretty fun. Before I go, there's actually one more thing I want to cover. We are about to hit the first bundle title released by Square Enix. I'm not going to cover those in videos, obviously, but I just want to note them down to be a part of the timeline that we are currently on. Shortly after this anime, they released Final Fantasy 1 and 2 together. A little compilation title, yeah. It's crazy, it's the early 90s and they're already doing bundle titles. 1 and 2 packaged together for the Famicom. But it's weird because, yeah, it's only for the Famicom. We're like almost on the way out of the Super Famicom and you didn't put it on that? I think this is like one of the latest Famicom games to ever come out. It is a port of 1 and 2. It covers a few bugs, a few spelling errors, and that's it. Otherwise, it's the same exact game, and it only came out in Japan, so it's not like you gave America a chance to play 2 finally. I guess they didn't want to do that, I understand. Compilation title off the list, Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Very weird, unnecessary to me. I enjoyed this breaking pacing, just chilling back and watching a movie. But next time, we're going to number 6 for real. This is the big finale of the Super Nintendo before things changed forever with 7. A lot of people say 6 is the best. It's gonna be a while before I'm back on this floor today speaking to you about Final Fantasy, but just chill out. See you next time. We'll be fine.